day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now, this is another Tower of God video, and this time it is episode 2 from the anime. Now, I have no idea what happened with episode 2. I didn't know that it was coming out early, and I don't even know if it officially launched early, but I do know that I got to see it. Now, I didn't see it the proper way this time, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So this is the no spoilers edition of my review. So if you are somebody who hasn't read the web novel, the webtoons comic, the manhwa, then this is perfect for you. If you are somebody who read the webtoons manhwa, do not watch this one. Watch the one with full spoilers. Full spoilers includes all of the topic discussion. Okay, so let's get into episode 2. Episode 2, Season 2. So it starts off from where it stopped in the last episode, and practically it is confirmed that Viol is Bam, because we see the memories flowing through Viol's head, and we get that whole hint that he is Bam, or he is Bam-like. Now, that is all that we're getting, but it doesn't really need to go any further because of what we already saw and the memories that they showed. Now, I didn't want to reveal that there because it might have been so subtle in the last episode that they were implying that Juvial Grace is Bam. Then we end up in the next test area, and we see that Miseng, who is the small girl, her name is revealed in this episode. Glasses is called Goaseng. Guy with the floaty thing above his shoulder is called Huryang. The guy with the umbrella is called Arc Raptor. And we know Wagner already. So we've got the entire team right there, and we know that Fug Slayer is Juvial Grace. So yeah, those were the people who we are introduced to at this point. Now, when we get to the next part of this discussion, things get a little bit weird, because the second test is introduced by Conductor Love, or Test Administrator Love, and the first thing that he decides to do is run a punching game. And the punching game is basically just to measure how much of power they can output in an instant. And we see that the girl who knocked Wagner out of his first test is there, Yuan Yua. So yeah, Yuan is the name of her family, Yua is her name. So Yua Yuan or Yuan Yua, whichever way you want to say it, she's there at this test, and we see that Wagner really doesn't like her because she burns everybody, including her own teammates. We then see that Lurker is over there, the scamster who is going to basically buy out all of Wagner's organs if he fails the test, which is looking like he's going to fail because of the fact that he's facing off against an ace level team, and he isn't an ace level on his own. Okay, moving on, the next thing is the other people in his team. The people on that team with Lurker is his boss's son, Prince. He's one of the more powerful members on the floor, and the Devil in the Right Arm. Now, Devil in the Right Arm is actually taking advantage of a legend of somebody who defeated Huts. So yeah, that is quite crazy, and what makes it really odd is because he passed the test, how is he still on the floor? So what, Huts passed the Huts' team passed the test, his team failed the test, so he's still stuck on the 20th floor, even though he's more powerful than Huts. Everybody would be after him to take him on. So yeah, that's one of the crazy things to think about. Just to remember, the team from Season 1 is ridiculously powerful. They have Kun Aguaro Agnes, one of the greatest tacticians amongst the regulars. So yeah, genius level intellect. They have Enda Rossi Jahad, who's a princess of Jahad, making her ridiculously powerful. They have Anak Jahad, who is a half Jahad in power. So yeah, another crazy powerhouse to talk about. They have Huts, who is one of the most gifted swordsmen in the tower. Really ridiculously powerful the way he fights with the sword. They have Rak Wraith Razor, one of the best spear bearers who you can come around, being from a rare species and being ridiculously powerful. Remember, he was there to hunt the powerful weapons. He wanted to go up against Black March. So yeah, he's ridiculously powerful as it stands. And just judging from that alone on their team is crazy. Then, in case you did forget, they have Panskul Laure. He's another crazy powerhouse, although he sleeps all the time. Yet another powerful member. So they basically have two great family members, two powerhouses, and an additional powerhouse in the form of Rock. So yeah, that is a 5-man death squad. They are going to be ridiculously powerful, going all the way up the tower. So you don't want to mess with them. They also have an irregular on their team in the form of Rachel. So yeah, that is another crazy thing to talk about, but I'm going to drop that at this point. So that was the team that made it past the 20th floor. Oh, plus there's Shibisu, and you know what, Shibisu isn't really that powerful, but he's still powerful. So yeah, we'll just continue past there. So that is what we know about that whole story about Rob Devil, the devil in the right arm. Okay, so moving on to the next piece of all of this here, we have that test, and as everybody is scoring, Prince decides to make a declaration that whoever wins can take his Yuan, and Yuan Yua decides to take it on because she knows she's from one of the 10 great families. If she can put in a nice hit, she's going to win that challenge. Generally, they have quite a lot of power, but what she didn't realize is that Prince is stronger than her in terms of instantaneous output of Shinsu. So when he puts out his input, he's almost double Yuan. So Yuan was really upset about that. And then Balm steps up to the plate, and Jovial Grace steps up to the plate, because basically it's heavily implied that he is Balm. If he isn't Balm, then that's a plot twist coming up, and yeah, we'll get to see it in the later episodes. But nonetheless, at that very same moment, we just see Jovial Grace blasted away with 5 times the power of the nearest regular for competition. Then we get the whole twist that the winner gets to choose his team. So he gets to choose from everybody who's available there. And then we see Wagner go about basically flaunting himself to try and get Jovial Grace to pick him. We see we see Missing, we see Arc Raptor, we see Huryang, all of them jumping to get him to take her. And we even see Yuan Yua trying to get Jovial Grace to take her up. And then she confronts him about wearing the fake Slayer symbol. And Jovial Grace says this isn't fake, this is the genuine article. And that's when they realize, oh no, this is a real FUG member. And the test administrator on this test, Love, looks at him with a real serious look, and he tells him, you need to select 8 for this test. And basically Jovial Grace says, no, everybody else, you can just fail them. I'm going on alone, I can do this test on my own. And when this statement is made, things go a little bit haywire, because at this point the test administrator decides to issue another challenge. They'll have another little game, and if Jovial Grace wins, then he can break the rules on this test. Now, one thing to note, if this is actually Balm, he can actually break the rules anyway, and there's nothing that the ranker can do, because the ranker's power will be vastly limited in the regular areas, even if he's a test administrator. So yeah, there is something else to note. So that is the whole story over there. They then introduced into these rooms where they are told to stay, and we see that Yuan ends up being put with Jovial Grace. Technically speaking, she is his property at the time, because she agreed to a stupid bet where she put her freedom on the line to try and win it back. So yeah, now she's the property of Jovial Grace, and she doesn't have any intention of remaining his property. She decides she's going to beat him up and take the glory for her family, but she doesn't want to bring disgrace to her family because she failed the exam because of being unable to control her power. So yeah, that's the whole story in the first one. She then suggests that they go to the shower or go to have a bath, and when they go that way, she finds out that Jovial Grace isn't a female, but in fact is a male. And when he turns into the male's bathroom, he runs into Wagner, and he gives Wagner back his ring. Now, I'm not going to go with the name that's given in the in the anime because, to be honest, I prefer Wagner or Wang Wang, whichever way you want to call him. But yeah, that's how it goes. And he gets his ring back, and Balm tells him that looks precious, so you shouldn't just let it disappear. And Wagner was afraid. He thought that he was going to get killed because he was holding the symbol of Jihad. Because Fug has a habit of killing those people. And after this year, it just cuts off into the end of the episode. So that is where episode 2 ended. I kind of expected episode 2 to end a little bit further in terms of story, but it was fine for the adaptation. Only 2 episodes against the 3 for the first episode. So you know what? It's going to balance out. We are going to finish where I'm expecting at the end of the season. And that's about it for the simple part of discussing what actually happened. But here's all the things that you may not have realized that were implied in the episode. Number 1, Juvio Grace is ridiculously powerful. He is way more powerful than a regular at that point. So yeah, Balm at this point is gone ridiculously over the top. Everybody on that floor put together most probably could put up a fight against him, but they would be very lucky to be able to defeat him. When you're facing people who are 3 and 4 times your strength, it doesn't matter whether you're 100 or 200. If they get one hit on you guys, then your advantage instantly starts to crumble. So if the strongest person takes the first hit and gets knocked out with a single shot, then your chances went from 1 in 10 to 1 in... if you were 1/10 of his power all put together, or you were equal to him all put together, the moment that one guy who's more powerful, who's equal to a fifth, goes away, your chances go from 1 in 10 to 1 in 50. And then when the next one goes, it goes 1 in 100, and it goes again 1 in 200. So they really don't stand a chance against him. In case anybody didn't know, that's how statistics actually works. So it is implied that if Viol were to go all out, he'd kill everybody on the floor in terms of the regulars. So yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so let's call it there for this one here. This is just a standard review of the episode. There are some parts that were changed for the episode, like the Dan clan members who were looking after Prince. There were 4 of them in this whole episode, and you know what? There is a minor little addition or subtraction of members from the whole test. It is going to have some play in the next episode because there's still some important scenes that need to go through. Once they go through, then we're going to have a whole lot more to discuss. So yeah, catch you all in the next one. Have a good day.